Hello. Good to see you.
All right there, Revenants. Welcome back to Code Vein in the Road 100, where today we're going to be fighting the Executioner, right? And what we are building for has no effect on what we're going to see in the enemies as we go through, so keep that in mind, but it is all about what the boss is strong to for this run, right? And so here what we see is we're going to be going for Fire Pierce, because the Executioner is exceptionally strong to pierce damage, 25%, and in phase 2, 35% damage reduction. And in phase 1, she has no resist to fire damage, so we won't use our gifts, or maybe we will, I don't know, in phase 1. And then in phase 2, she gains a 10% increase to fire resist. So in phase 2, we're going to have a pretty significant overall damage reduction, just because of how the physical value here of Pierce and the non-physical value of Fire, how they interact in their damage multipliers. So we're going to be pretty ineffective here with the Impaler. So basically half of our damage is going to go away, and we're going to try and mitigate that by running Bridge to Glory as well. So in phase 2, if let's say we're doing 1,000 damage, we'll do 90% on our first strike, and then we'll do, let's see, 65% because of her damage reduction of 35%, and then we'll do times a 0.9 for having fire if we would use it, so we would be down to, yeah, basically half damage. Now for the flame spikes and everything like that, what is our light value? 1626. So 1626 times 0.65 times 0.9. So we will be down to 951 for our flame spike, and our flame barrage will be kind of around that same value, yeah, roughly. So yeah, it will be pretty significant of a damage reduction set overall. And if we go for a fire weapon here, then we will actually gain damage on her. So we don't want to do that for this run specifically, just because of how her damage reduction works. So we'll just make sure that we we do some of these boys here. He hit me. Hey. Sometimes, these guys, I don't quite understand how they operate in their hitboxes, obviously, because, it's Vayne, and that's just completely how Vayne is a lot of the times. And here we can just kind of meander our way through here just to get back over to the missile. Whoops, going the wrong way. Here we go. I'm trying out a new way to go through these areas with a fixed camera on the mini map up there. No rotation on the mini map, so I'm a little bit disoriented because it's not moving around with me. But I wanted to see what that's kind of like. So we'll be running a fixed map for now, so that way we kind of understand where we're at all times. So if you guys are trying to follow along and I give you directions or something, it might be a little easier for you to figure out where you're going along the way. So yeah, Pierce Fire is what you do not want to be doing with the Executioner, and these are probably some of the worst weapon and ideas here that you can go for. Like Chariot Rush is a fantastic gift, but because two of the attacks are Pierce, obviously we're going to have significant damage reductions. Now fortunately here, Bridge to Glory is adding about 800 damage or so to our Pierce here, so 2208. That's pretty good damage overall. But again, half of that is basically going away in damage reductions almost, and so keep that in mind as we we go through here. It's not incredible damage for the Executioner fight, but we do have pretty good damage for basically everything else fight. And the Executioner, even though we will have these damage reductions in place, we should have a good enough set of damage that we should be able to, figure out how she operates and everything, to make her pay for everything along the way here. Okay, what's he doing? No backstab. There we go. This is what I need here, is a backstab, so we can do another chariot rush and take him down quickly, so he doesn't get any kind of chance to hurt us in any kind of appreciable way. Okay, so now we can get all these guys figuring out what's going on here. And if we go, yeah, I'm trying to, Louis. Okay, there we go. Almost got all three of them in one flame barrage there. So that's how you can use the piercing value benefit of the barrage gifts, is you can group up enemies and go through them pretty easily, pretty quickly, and simply like that. And having gift prowess along the way to increase our casting times is really good for chariot rush. Now we do have balance up here for that increase in our balance, so we're not staggered, you know, all the time. And especially when we get focused, we will definitely be in a good way to actually take hits and continue moving, especially because we have things like ouch, we have gifts that we need to, oh, okay, yep, come on, okay. And right there, as you can see, the speed of those gifts at which they come out is pretty important overall. And so if we can get those to come out exceptionally quick during the fight, we'll definitely make better use of ourselves. Okay, and down it goes. And since Louis uses fire, I figured we can use Louis's fire and for the executioner fight. Now the other thing for her, so that will reduce his damage overall. Now the other thing for her is that she does increase her crush damage from phase 1 to phase 2 from 0% to 10%, and that is you know, a real problem obviously if you're trying to go for crush damage. But the fact of the matter is that is the best thing you can go for, is crush on her, because everything is kind of, you know, negated in 10% increments, so 10% damage reduction would not really hurt you in any kind of significant fashion, but if you are able to do crush damage on her, that is absolutely the most ideal way to go about it. Now the interesting thing about her though is that she has 0% resist to blood, ice, and lightning, and so crush, blood, ice, and lightning is an incredible way to go about putting her down very quickly. But going for pierce, you always run into the power spike that you get it. Excuse me, you get into phase 2, and all of your attacks basically do wet noodle kind of damage values, and so we'll see here how this goes, because Louis can't use his slowing against her in any way, and so that's all really bad. And so we'll have to make sure that we somehow get super lucky here in our first attempt, because everything will go downhill very quickly in phase 2, especially because we only have pierce damage overall. We won't have the extreme dagger that we are super used to. Here it's okay because it's phase 1, but in phase 2, yeah, it's gonna be miserable. Oops. Okay. Here we go. There we go. We had to stagger her out of that attack there. Okay, now we can go for some gift attacks. Ouch. Yeah, 2,000 damage is not that great when you are, when you have the ability to, you know, do some really good damage otherwise. And, ouch. Ouch. She hit me twice there. That's cool. Okay. Come back to me, Louis. We're gonna have to go ahead and heal up here. Okay, let's go ahead and run away for the moment, and we'll go ahead and heal up. Can't see anything. Okay, and she's probably gonna, yeah, I was gonna say she's probably gonna kill Louis. Okay. Okay, come on back, Louis. Oh, never mind. Okay, no, I'm not okay. I just made a dumb mistake. Okay. And you can see here that our damage is starting to fall off pretty significantly because we don't have anything running here in the background. Ouch. And 737 is pretty bad damage considering what we have on the Impaler here. Oh, she's gonna spin. Okay, let's back up. Okay, let's go for our damage stuff here. Okay, that should give her time to think about spinning and sliding and all of her things. Okay, good. Here we'll go for a spike. Now that is a slash attack, so that is unfortunate there that we hit her with a slash. Okay, but we got an easy poke, and that is where Bridge to Glory is the MVP of this kill, is just because of the fact of, you know, that increased damage spike, because you saw as soon as Bridge to Glory went away, we were doing 737 damage, which is really, really pathetic, and having that 35% damage reduction is super killer in phase 2, but even, and if you're something other than, you know, max level, your damage is going to go way down into the 500s probably, because you won't have a max level weapon, and that can really, 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 really harm you, just because of the fact that you're dealing with, you know, 111,000 HP here that you got to go through on max difficulty, and if you're not max level, you're absolutely going to miss out on a huge amount of damage. But kind of a quicker one here, sorry about that, but yeah, you don't want to be doing Fire Pierce versus her, but even still, it's you know, actually beneficial, and you can still do some pretty good damage overall, but it's nothing compared to what you can do with Blood Ice Lightning Crush, like in the roars and stuff. You can really put her down quickly, but I wouldn't say this is like the you know, anything that you should be trying to build for or whatever, but again, Bridge to Glory is the MVP of this entire fight, because here we're at, you know, 1100, and 35% of that being reduced was our 797, right? But if you get Bridge to Glory and you get another 800 on here just because of the Daybreak Thunderfang, it kind of takes away the pain of having a very low damage set. So either way, this has been kind of how not to play the Executioner, but also Chariot Rush paired with this here and having balance up, you know, it does help significantly here to have, you know, pretty high balance overall. Now we could have gone for a little more balance here, but then as you see there, we turn into slow mobility, which is not what you want. And if you want even more damage, you go for the intensified, as this is the highest light value in the game that you can possibly get, is out of the intensified Daybreak Thunderfang, and you still maintain the same balance value there. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and sorry it's a little bit shorter, on the shorter side, but I didn't have much more to discuss about her defenses, because there's nothing interesting about them as far as Pierce, Fire, and that's all you need to know. So anyways, we'll see you guys in the Cathedral tomorrow.